We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at The Scale Trade, Issue 1. This from Magma Comix in 2024, written by Steve Orlando, art by Huang, letters by Shawn Lee, edits by Bobby Curnow. I have the main cover by Huang. Cover's okay, but the dragon should probably be bigger and centered a little better, otherwise it looks just like a big blanket behind the guy. So it needs to be either raised up or made larger so that your eye is drawn to it. And the main character is slightly off center, which doesn't really help matters when your eye is trying to go somewhere on this page. So it's an okay cover. Now we start off with learning a little bit about what's going on. There have been dragons all over the world, and they've been mating with other animals and creating hybrid dragons, and there is an underground trade for their meat and scales, hence the name The Scale Trade. And there is a very underfunded group called the DCA that is trying to stop the illicit sale of dragon scales and meat. Now, nobody really seems to care about the dragons. They're just sort of a accepted part of life. And same with the scale trade. It's just sort of accepted, although sometimes frowned upon. Not really anything is done about it. So we've got Agent Cutter interviewing Agent Tritos, and Agent Tritos is just now joining, and he's had a fascination with dragons since he was young, and we get to see them go on a raid, and it's Tritos' first raid, and they don't really do an orthodox raid. It's just sort of a vigilante slaughterfest where they go after the people that are killing the dragons. And Tritos gets a little personally involved with the raid, and that's why it gets escalated so much. But this is apparently the way Cutter usually does things, and they sort of just disappear before the local police show up so that they can blame rival scale traders. Overall, it was okay written. It's not my thing, but if you're an environmental activist or really into saving endangered animals, this would probably appeal to you just for the aggressive nature of it, the fantasy element of going after poachers. And it does seem to be some sort of euphemism for the elephant tusk trade, but overall I just thought it was mediocre. The art is pretty terrible. I'm not a fan. It definitely needs a lot of work, especially with eyes and proportionality of facial features. It's trying a little too hard to have a sort of manga flair, and it doesn't really work. The proportionality changes from panel to panel, and it's the inconsistencies there that make it difficult to look at. So I was not real impressed with this for $4. It is a little too heavy-handed on messaging and not enough focus on the entertainment aspect. It really lost a lot with the constant hammering of the message. So I'm not going to recommend this. As I said, it's too heavy with the messaging and not enough on the storytelling, and it skews the perspective too much to where the story is unenjoyable and very thin. That being said, if you're real into animal rights or something like that, you might get more out of this than I did. Still say at most get it out of the dollar bin. Not really worth reading beyond that. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.